Eli Tomac, first day in Cardiff. Have you recovered from the Team USA partying, first of all?
That was a good time. The good thing that evening is I had to drive to Chicago. I wasn't driving.
Okay, good job.
But that was like the ceiling to the night, or else I would have been off the deep end.
Okay.
So it was more just good time, and then we left. So that was a very cool weekend for us, and now all of a sudden we're here in Cardiff.
And I heard Chase Saxon was partying with Irish guys and doing running races at 6 o'clock in the morning and stuff, so you weren't part of any of that madness?
Part of that. Oh gosh.
That's good.
That sounds hilarious.
Before we even get to Cardiff, when you look back at that now, you've had time to sort of assess that event. Is it a big relief that at the end of your career you finally got that race under your belt?
Yes, that was a big deal, and I feel like as you get older, you appreciate those types of races more, and that it's a different feeling for us winning as like a team. You know, we're always just us. Like, you know, you're a selfish racer, right? Mm-hmm. But when you have to, rely on your other teammates and you work together, it's a cool feeling for that one weekend.
And Chase, was it nice to be teammates with him after, because that battle for the Nationals was majorly intense, especially at the end?
I mean, we pushed ourselves to the wire every weekend. I mean, it obviously went down to the last moto. Mm-hmm. I mean, no one wanted to give an inch, and it was the hardest battle championship of my career.
Yeah. The thing about you, I think it's maybe underestimated, is A, you don't get hurt very often. And B, your ability to ride under pressure. You don't make mistakes a lot. We saw that in the Nationals. I mean, I think I heard you say you slept fine the night before that final round.
Yeah.
How is it possible to remain that calm under such pressure?
It comes with experience. Okay. Because there was times though where I was shaky. Mm-hmm. When I think back to say 2017.
Yeah,
but now as I've gotten older, like these last 2 years, I feel like mentally I've just been really solid.
Okay.
And it just being the old guy, if you want to call me that, I mean, just having experience and being in those high-pressure situations, when you've been in them before, it's tremendous what it does for the next time around.
And even Destinations, the first moto, for me, that was a key platform builder for USA to get that hole shot. And then also, Iago was right on you for 30 minutes, and you just beat third by 1 minute, and no mistakes again from you. And under pressure from the home crowd, again, that's really impressive, and maybe a wee bit underestimated on your qualities. Just no mistakes under pressure all the time.
Iago was riding great, and like you said, I couldn't believe the time gap that we had on third place. Mm-hmm. So that was another race, just under pressure the whole time.
And are you feeling like you're at 100% at that point? You know, you're obviously going quick, you're railing those outsides.
Yeah.
But are you really, like, say, at 98% and you've always that 1% edge these days because you've got that experience, as you say, of where the limit is?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I felt like I try to ride within my limit probably 99% of the time.
Yeah.
And that's where I like to ride, and probably, the reason I've been able to withstand these years.
And you're a two-time Supercross champion now. You alluded to it around 2017. You were probably the fastest then, but you would have, from our side, a random race of. Was that mental, and how frustrating was it?
It was high pressure situation. I think of just a couple of the races. I had one crash middle of the season, and then one at the end. So. And you have so many thoughts going through your head. That just takes time. I mean, some guys can do it right away, but for me, it took to go through that moment to know how to deal with it the next time.
Because there's guys like Bradshaw who were dominating the series and they never quite figured it out, but you've been able to figure it out, and now you're the dominant guy. And for me, one of the all-time greatest American riders. Whenever you see your records, I was actually at your first outdoor national win at Hangtown when you were, I think, 17. Did you foresee this career? Was this something you dreamed of? Was it realistic, or is it more than you ever thought?
I mean, it was a dream, but accomplishing like the 450 championships, I don't know. I mean, I always chased it, so it's hard to say that I didn't think it wasn't realistic.
Okay.
But you just keep chasing it, and I happened to get there.
And moving on to Cardiff here, first day at the track. quick. I think you were quick as both sessions. You had a bit of a lap time war with Ken Roxon in the second one. How are you finding the track, and hasn't taken you long to get back into Supercross mode?
Yeah, I spent 4 days on the Supercross track before here, so got a little bit of time in, and then going to the track here. I would say it's a good mix of speed and some technical, but also not too much to where I don't think it'll be too slow. Like it has a good mix, right? And today was the free practice. Me and Kenny did go at it there for that in that second session, back and forth. What else? I have never hit the metal ramp. That was actually pretty fun.
Was that your first time? Because a lot of guys were going really high.
The moon on it, so that's pretty cool.
Is the track slick?
It's like
starting to get slick.
It's like a West Coast race.
Okay.
Is what it reminds me of. It reminds me of like Anaheim or kind of Phoenix. Like it's that hard. It's got a pretty hard base.
And how are you finding Wales? Is it your first time here, I presume, for you?
Oh yes, it is. I haven't been to UK at all.
Oh, have you not? Right. Okay.
So it's our first time in here. The good thing is that people speak English, right? So
that's pretty sure.
it's a good country to go to. You know, you can get around pretty well.
And I'm sure, I think there's a lot of fans coming tomorrow, so I'm sure they'll be obviously almost your last full season plus Supercross next year. They're going to see some last chances Eli Tomac from a UK side. It's not nice to be able to race in front of these people you don't usually see.
It's cool to bring this to international fans, period. And I think it'll hopefully create some growth and excitement for everyone around the world. And man, we're here.
And just on whenever you finish your career, what are your plans after that? You've obviously made good money. You don't have to go work in McDonald's or anything, but have you plans just to relax, take a year out and see what happens, or go mountain biking like your dad, or what's the...
I don't have a set plan yet. I can't sit around. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but the cool thing is that, obviously with family now, the kids, I can do a lot of things with the kids. Okay. And I mean that's my first priority, is to spend some time with our kids and see where that leads us. And I don't know, it'll be hard just to completely step away. I don't know, maybe I'll be involved somehow, some way with Supercross and motocross. I'm not exactly sure yet, though. Do
you think you'll miss it, or will it be like a relief to have this pressure cooker of your career over and enjoy your life?
Well, if you would have talked to me like 2 years ago, I would have said, it was pressure cooker,
really?
And I would want to bail.
Okay.
But now I've been enjoying it a lot this year, so it's changed my mind that way.
And are you on the 22 Yamaha here, or the 23?
22. And then our first real Supercross test is going to be October, like third week of October, on the 23.
Right, okay.
So we're gonna get to it soon, but just not for here.
And then ride Paris.
That's up in the air too.
Just to see how you
feel. Depends,
like
logistically, if I could get a motorcycle there. I don't know if they can or not.
And how does that new bike feel compared to the one?
So the first thing you'll notice right away is the weight of it.
Really?
It's a lot lighter, and you feel that just leaning like left to right, getting into a right, starting a turn. It's so much more maneuverable, but it's not unstable.
Okay.
I think people are really gonna like it. I'm not saying that just because I won a lot of Yamaha races this year. It's a big deal. It's cool.
You obviously love this bike, so if that bike's going to get better, look out everyone else.
I think it's going to be a serious weapon in Supercross because of how easy it turns.
And just on Supercross testing, you guys start in sort of October and go to basically January testing.
Yep.
Does it ever get too repetitive? Boring's the wrong word, I'm sure, to ride a Supercross track, but it's a short lap time. Do you mix it up and try to ride more Supercross tracks to get a bit of variety? And
that's key. That's key, is riding different tracks, because riding the same track can get pretty monotonous and, like I said, short laps. So it's you try to break it up as much as you can, different tracks.
And just on the new MS schedule next year, obviously you aren't doing it all. 31 races, plus a Motocross of Nations. Some guys are probably going to ride World Supercross. That's a long calendar, but what are your thoughts on this new SMX series?
Well, I'm just glad for what's happened in the sport. I feel like we're in a moment of a growth period.
Okay.
So, anytime the riders can get a better purse and there's more involvement, there's more from both sides. They're wanting to make the series better pay, and I'm fine with that. I mean, we already do all those races, so it's like we'll just keep going with the flow. And but 30 races is a lot.
It's tired
It's
before
a
you
lot,
even
31, yeah.
travel
It's
France.
a lot.
Just finally, Eli, whenever you look back at your career, what stands out? And do you feel now, especially after this season, I guess you can walk away satisfied that you left it all out there and you achieved everything you wanted to?
Well, what stands out is, I guess, is just the journey. The journey. You get to go to so many cool places, so many different cities. I mean, I've been everywhere in the U.S., of course. Some international travel. This is like my first trip in 8 years for international, but you don't get that many opportunities and doing it while racing and having a good time while doing it too. So I won't take that for granted, and I don't know. It's a little bit hard to believe on, like, winning all that stuff, but it's happened, so it's pretty cool.
Right, thank you very much, and well done
Thanks.
on your career. Thank you.